Good morning, students. Today's topic is communication protocols. Communication means the exchange of messages or information in between two ends, that is, source location and destination location or point. The general characteristics of or the features of communication process are: number one, delivery; number two, timeliness; number three, accuracy; number four, security, as well as the privacy. These are the most important features of communication process where we can send or receive message or information from one location to another location. When a communication is made, the data should be passed from one point to another point in a proper manner, and it requires certain time period or time slot to sending and receiving of information or message. The next one is the accuracy. The data when travel from one point to another point, it should check for the error, and the accuracy rate is more important while traveling data from one point to another point. And the next one is basically called the security. Data should be reached in a proper manner or proper format in the destination. There is no leakage of data. The better communication process are always depends upon these five elements. Out of all, protocol is one of them. Generally, a communication protocol are formal description of digital messages, formats, and as well as rules. They are required to exchange messages in or between computing systems and are required in telecommunication. As you know that there are certain communication elements are there like sender, receiver, and message. When a message or information travels from source to destination location, it must or it completely depend upon the set of rules and regulations that is basically called protocols. So the communication protocol is basically called the formal description of digital message. As you know that system always based on the digital signals, and after that it can converting into the analog signals while traveling to certain media. For transmitting data, it must require the telecommunication when or where the data should be converting into digital to analog. Communication protocol cover authentication, error detection and correction, and signal. Generally, protocol is nothing, it is a set of rules over a network. The actual task or actual process can be done by the protocol while information or message traveling from one location to another location. When a message divided into certain segments, that should be in a proper authentication manner and check for error. If the segment or packet having certain error, it must be correct, and after that it can transmit to subsequent node. They can also describe the syntax, semantics, and synchronization of analog and digital communication. There are certain mediums are there, like there are certain communication medias are there, like coaxial, optical fiber cable, or other particular mediums are there through which data can be traveled from source to destination. Communication protocols are implemented in hardware and as well as software. Generally, protocol is basically called as software, and a computer network cannot exist without them. It means the most vital part of the communication process is called protocol. As per the operation of the priority of a protocol is higher than the priority of all parts of the communicational elements. Means there are certain elements are there. The most significant or important element is basically called protocol. Because the protocol may do the actual job of the communication process, it means protocol is the vital part of the communication process to which we can send and as well as receiving data. So that's why a computer cannot exist without a protocol. Communication devices have to agree on many physical aspects of the data to be exchanged before successful transmission takes place. For that, it must require the rules for transmitting. Here comes the concept of the protocol. There are many properties of transmission that a protocol can define. Some common properties are: number one, the packet size. It means arbitrary length message should be divided into certain segments or certain units, that is normally known as the frame or packet, with having a specified size. The next one is basically called transmission speed. When a data or packet travel from one location to another location, it is in a proper manner or proper speed to transmit the message or information. And the next one is basically called error correction types. There are certain error correction softwares are there through which the data or the message or the packet should be errorless. And the next one is synchronization technique, compactness of the subsequent packet, and next is called the address mapping, through which it can travel, because every host and as well as the client machine must have a address that is called internet protocol address, and that should be the communication mode between two ends. And the next one is called acknowledgement processes. After delivering the data, acknowledgement should be there, because while data travel from one medium to another medium or one point to another point, when it reaches its destination, it should acknowledge them. And the next one is basically called flow control. So it is in a sequential manner or random manner, it depends upon the protocol. Packets sequence control. If a particular message is divided into 8 pieces, every individual piece should be traveled from source to destination in a sequential control manner. And next one is called routing and as well as address formatting. There are certain rules of communication protocols are there. Number one is basically called data sequencing. Number two is called data routing. Number three is data formatting. Number four is called flow control. Next one is basically called error control, correction establishment and as well as termination, data security, and log information. Some of the rules which is normally related with the communication protocols are: number one is called data sequencing. It refers to breaking a long message into smaller ones or smaller packets of fixed size. It means every individual message should be break into certain units or certain packets of a proper or fixed size. To do this, the TCP, that is Transmission Control Protocol, widely implemented. Data sequencing rules define methods of numbering or sequencing packets to direct loss or duplication of packets and to identify packets belonging to the same message. If a message is divided into several parts, that is, say for example 10 pieces, every individual packet having its own sequence number or packet number, to which the packet should travel from one location to another location. And the next one is called data routing. Data routing rules decide the path between source and destination nodes of a message. Every individual network having one protocol called Internet Protocol, and IP is basically called the addressing system of the network to which the source and destination nodes are identified. The next one is called data formatting. Data formatting rules define which group or bits of characters within a packet continues its data, control, addressing, as well as other information which can hold by the subsequent packet or subsequent message. For every individual packet having its own header concept and every individual header having its source address, destination address, controlling address, followed by the message or the unit of message that is called packet. And the next one is called data formatting. Data formatting rules define which group of bits or characters within a packet continues its data, followed by control, addressing, and other information about that. And the next one is basically called flow control. These rules prevent the first sender from flooding, that is, the communication must be in force, a slow receiver with data by regulating data or flow of data on communication lines. So data formatting is nothing, it is basically called the flooding of information, that is called the stream of information should be in a proper manner or proper format. The next one is called error control. These error control rules detect errors in messages to ensure transmission of correct messages. The most common method for correcting errors is to retransmit the message block. Before sending the data from source to destination, it must have checked for the errors while traveling or while communicating. The next one in the list is called connection establishment and termination. These are the rules to define how connections are established, maintained, and terminated when two nodes of a network wants to communicate with each other. While communicating from one node to another node, first of all, it should make an establishment, and after that, we can send or receiving data, that is called the maintain. And after completion of the data or the data when reached in the destination, that should be terminated. And the next topic is, or the next point is called data security. These rules are defined mechanism from or for providing security or privacy of messages when sent and received over the network. It means the data should be securely reached in the destination from the source. When a particular message or information transfer from a medium, it must securely send as well as receive. And the last one is called log information. These are rules define what type of log, that is logging information, the system should maintain for all jobs and as well as data communication jobs. Such information is useful for charging users of a network based on the uses of network resources. While downloading or uploading information from the network, it must have a log information. For that, we can communicate data from one source to another destination. And the next one basically called communication protocol types. There are three major types of protocol used in a communication protocol. These are link or line protocol, number two, primary or secondary protocol, and third one is called peer-to-peer, that is point-to-point protocol. First of all, we should focus about the link or line protocol. These are used to control the traffic between different stations on one physical communication channel. It is also known as DLC, that is data link control, follows the steps in managing the communication channel data flow. Basically, these are used to control the traffic. When data transfer from one location to another location, that is source to destination, the flow or the flooding of data should be maintained. If a communication part has several users accessing it, the data link control would be responsible for assuring all users have their data transported error-free to the receiving node, to the appropriate or to the single physical channel. The data link control follows or do direct data flow. The steps are involved in this. Number 1, link establishment. Number 2, information transfer. And the third one is called link termination. As I say before, for communicating data from one source to another destination, it must involve 3 basic steps, that is establish connection, maintaining and terminating. First of all, the link establishment. In this step, the data transferred by the DLC, that is data link control, will make the layer connection between the sender and the receiver device for communicating or for transferring its data. And the next one is called information transfer. In this step, the data transferred from the sender to the receiver is controlled by the DLC, that is data link control. It checks for the expected errors, means it checks for the error, and after that it can error free the message or the information which is passed that may be occurred in the data transfer. And the third one is called link termination. After receiving or sending data from source to destination, when the destination receives its data, it must be in a termination mode. In this step, the DLC will release the logical connection between the two systems they were communicating, so that it cannot be transferred till again the connected or connection is established. It means when a data transformed from source to destination, when the data received in the destination mode, after that the termination mode or the process will be completed. If someone again resend the data, the 3 steps which is related with the link or line protocol again arrived, that is link establishment, information transfer, and as well as link termination. The next one is called primary and secondary protocol. In this type of protocol, there are one master system, that is called server, or primary system is present, which control the flow of data among other secondary devices or stations or nodes. For example, these are used in star and as well as tree topology. As you know that a star topology having a centralized node to which the all nodes can be communicate its data, means there are 5 nodes are there in a star topology. Out of 5, one node is called centralized node. If some client node or some simple node can send its data to other nodes, it must require the data routing should be over the centralized node. And the next or the last one is called peer-to-peer protocol. It is generally used in ring topology. In this type of protocol system, there are no master or server is present, and all the systems are given equal priority to transfer the data. Basically, this type of P2P protocols are widely implemented or widely used in star and as well as bus topology. Sorry, ring and bus topology. As you know that ring is a circular form of nodes which are interconnected. If one node sends its data to other node, if the node directly linked or connected to it, then the data should be traveled from one node to another node easily. If some intermediate nodes are there, so data should be first of all passed to the intermediate node. Intermediate node checks for its error and as well as the addressing system. If that particular message or information belongs to it, then it keeps. Otherwise, it can actually broadcast the message or information to its relevant nodes. Thank you.